Hello YouTube. I'm building a plane. If you didn't know that, you know that now. This is the 7th video of the build of the elevator on the van's RV-14. Today we are doing countersinking of the trailing edge, countersinking of the rear spar, and dimpling of the front spar. I believe we also dimpled the rear spar. Got my nice Microstop Countersink in the drill press there. Clamped down this beautiful angle tool from Cleveland Aircraft Tools that has a perfect match for the trailing edge piece, trailing edge wedge, I guess, and makes countersinking those super easy. Anybody who's watching this that is thinking about building one of these and wonders like, oh, how do you countersink for skins and blah, 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 blah. Basically, you did it in a video that I actually did not include in this one. I had recorded it and decided it wasn't worth showing, and now that I say that, it's kind of dumb. Anyway, you basically, these Microstop Countersink cutters, they allow you to, oh, here, I'm doing it right here. Perfect. They allow you to set how deep the countersink bit goes into the metal. So what you do is you set it for a flush rivet on a scrap piece like I'm doing here, and then you go about 6 to 7 thousandths of an inch deeper than that, and that allows for the dimple to sit inside the countersink. So we countersink this rear spar for the dimples of the skin to settle into, and that works really nice. The only issue with that rear spar countersinking is that it's a bit thin, so it might chatter, so you have to keep another piece of metal underneath where you're countersinking, and in this case that piece of metal is the hinge that goes in that place. Otherwise, we would just dimple, but the hinge doesn't dimple well, so we countersink above it. Whatever. All right, so here, let's see. I did some dimpling of the ribs for this left skin. Again, we're not working on the right skin because I'm an idiot and I ran out of primer. But we're dimpling all the things that, the sort of skeleton that will go into the skins. This here that I just set on the table in front of the camera is the trim tab or trim motor doubler, and it sits inside the skin, and the trim motor nestles up to that with its own little piece of metal. So here, this is funny piece. Once you've done dimpling these the spars, either the rear spar or the front spar, they say, make sure it's 94 degrees or 96 degrees and 84 degrees off center to make sure that you don't get any pillowing of the skin. And I spent so long sort of screwing around with that, I ended up just 3D printing an angle piece at exactly the right point to say, hey, this is where it should be. So some people cut them out of wood. I like designing things in Fusion 360 and 3D printing them, so I did that. Nice use of tools that I have sitting around the house to make this process easier. I then shared that, of course, with the Slack group, which is a great place to talk about RVs or learn about building RVs. But we're not teaching anybody. It's for you to learn on your own. We can just help. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks for coming. See you next time.